look out at the universe, and the central promises of the Christian faith, the kingdom of heaven and the final judgment, feel almost impossibly vast. For a teacher in the ancient world, explaining these invisible, massive realities to a crowd of subsistence farmers presented a massive communication hurdle. Abstract philosophy simply wouldn't bridge the gap. Jesus solved this by reaching for the most ordinary objects in the dirt, a handful of seeds, common lawn weeds, and a bit of yeast. He claimed that these simple farming riddles contained truths about the world that had been hidden since the very beginning of time. Understanding how this kingdom actually works requires looking past the grand imagery and studying the specific ways a first-century farm grows. The first mechanism at work here is a massive discrepancy between the size of an input and the scale of its result. This diagram compares the microscopic volume of a mustard seed to the spatial volume of the plant it produces. It begins as a tiny speck, but eventually grows into a bush large enough to shelter birds. Yeast follows a similar path. A tiny amount of it pervades a large batch of dough, multiplying until it has changed the entire batch from the inside out. Whether it's the visible growth of the tree or the invisible expansion of the yeast, the principle is identical. God's grace starts with these nearly imperceptible actions, which eventually trigger a change in the entire environment. While empires are often built through sudden military or political force, this kingdom expands through a process of quiet, persistent biological growth. The parable of the weeds and the wheat introduces a complication, an enemy who sows weeds in the field under the cover of night. The human instinct is to fix the problem immediately. We want to rush out and rip the weeds from the ground to protect the harvest. However, the master of the field orders his servants to let them grow together. At this stage, the root systems are so intertwined that uprooting the weeds would destroy the wheat as well. This chart shows how both crops move along the same timeline. God prioritizes growth over immediate perfection, allowing the wheat time to mature fully before reaching the threshold of the harvest. Jesus explains that the final separation is the work of angels. This detail removes the burden of judging the world from our shoulders. Just as the kingdom defies our expectations of scale, it also challenges our sense of time, choosing long-term patience over immediate aggressive purification. These ancient farming stories provide a very specific set of instructions for the modern mission of the church, evangelization. Many people associate this word with loud, aggressive encounters on street corners that rely on human volume. In 1975, Pope Paul VI offered a different perspective, stating the church exists to evangelize. It is the core of what the church is. We practice this by returning to the mustard seed principle, focusing on microscopic, everyday inputs. This looks like a kind word in an often cruel world, or choosing honesty at work instead of cutting corners. Since we aren't the ones in charge of the final harvest, our only task is to continue scattering these small seeds of goodness. The world changes when God takes these tiny, invisible gestures and multiplies them into something massive.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. If you'd like to see more videos and keep growing in your faith with us, make sure to click subscribe. God bless you and have a wonderful day.